Hello guys, welcome back. So let's do a new topic, chromosomal abnormalities. So if there's any problem with the chromosome, you get a variety of abnormalities or disorders. Okay, so we'll be learning here a few disorders. But before moving on, we should know a thing that is Barr body. So many a times in the previous videos, I have told you that we have 46 chromosomes, right? So let's split this 46 chromosome into 44 autosomes and 2 sex chromosomes. This 2 sex chromosome, if it is a female, then she will have this XX, and if it is a male, then male have XY. So this is the difference between the male and the female sex chromosomes. Let's know what is the Barr body now. Barr body is X chromosome. X is equal to Barr body. Now this Barr body has other names that you should know. It is also called as drumstick. Now the reason why it is called as drumstick is because in the microscope it looks like a drumstick. Okay, this is its appearance. Another name for it is sex chromatin. So if in the question they are asking you drumstick, that means they are asking you about Barr body only. And even if they give you sex chromatin, then also you should know that it is Barr body that they are talking about. Okay. Now exactly which X chromosome is considered as Barr body? The second place. This is the first place, the second place. What you have to remember is that first place is always neglected. That means if X is present at the first place, then it is not a Barr body. But if it is present on the second place or after the second place, then it is Barr body. So here, this is the first place and this is the second place. So second place, we have an X chromosome. So it is said that girls have one Barr body. Males have a X chromosome, but it is present at which position? It is present at first position. And in the second position, they have Y. That's why it is said that males don't have any Barr body. Okay, now let's understand this concept of Barr body with a few more examples. So suppose if I tell that this is 47XXX. So if I ask you how many Barr bodies are there in this example, then you should count the Barr bodies. This is the first place, and the first place is always neglected. From the second position, we will be seeing how many X are present. So here one X, here another X, second position, third position. So we have two Barr bodies. Okay, if I say 48X, X, Y, X, this is just an example. Okay, so if I tell you to count how many Barr bodies are there in this, then you should answer me that it has two Barr bodies once again. Now why it has two Barr bodies? Because at the third position there is Y, and Y doesn't comes under Barr body. X chromosome is only counted as Barr body, and the first position X chromosome is always ignored. You should remember this. I hope this concept is clear. Now let's look at how these numbers are coming. What is this 47 and 48? Okay, so let's understand that now. So we have 46XX in a female and 46XY in a male. Now let's see what is this 46 exactly. I told you that 44 are the autosomes plus 2 sex chromosomes are present. So this 2 sex chromosome, we are writing it separately always. Okay, and this 44 plus 2 became your 46 number. Okay, in males also the same case. 44 autosomes plus these two, 1X, 1Y plus these two gave you this 46 number. Now if I tell you that this 47XX, then how does this 47 came? Normally we have 44 autosomes. Okay, now count this X chromosomes. How many? 1, 2, 3. These are your sex chromosomes. The letters which we are writing, the X and the Y, this indicates the sex chromosomes. Okay, so how many sex chromosomes are present? 3. So 44 plus 3, like this 47 came. Okay, now if in this question I tell you to tell me how many Barr bodies are present, then Barr bodies are 2, right? 2 Barr bodies. But if I tell you now, tell me that how many sex chromosomes are present, then there are 3 sex chromosomes. In this question, there are 2 sex chromosomes. In male, there are 2 sex chromosomes. But in this case, in this example, there are 3 sex chromosomes. 3X are written, right? I hope this is clear about how this number comes and about what is sex chromosome and what is Barr body. If this is clear, then we can move on with the chromosomal abnormalities. Okay. So starting with the first chromosomal abnormality, that is 45XO. It is not XO, it is actually 0, but we call it as XO. Okay. Now this chromosomal abnormality name is Turner's syndrome. What is the name? Turner syndrome. Now this Turner syndrome it is also called as monosomy of X chromosome. It is also given the name monosomy of X chromosome. Monosomy means one. Mono means one. So there is one X chromosome. That's why it is called as monosomy of X chromosome. Okay. Another sex chromosome is absent. Normally in a human beings there should be two sex chromosomes. But here another sex chromosome is absent. That is neither X is present nor Y is present. So that's why it is 45. That is normally we have 46, but here one is absent. So 46 minus 1, like this 45 came. I hope this is clear. Now let's look at the features of the Turner syndrome and why it occurred. This Turner syndrome happens if anaphase is affected. We have studied in this mitosis and meiosis cell division video what is anaphase, right? Here the chromosomes get separated. They move towards the poles. So if there is problem during this anaphase, you can get this Turner syndrome. This Turner syndrome, it occurs in girls. It occurs in girls. Okay, so the girl will lack one X chromosome. She is a girl, but she will lack one X chromosome. So there should be something, right, in that girl that she will be missing like other normal girls. So write down its symptoms. Short. She will have a short height. She will have a streak ovary, and she will have a webbed neck appearance. Now this webbed neck appearance in Krok, they call it as neck of sphinx. They call it as neck of sphinx or sphinx neck. To remember this neck of sphinx, because many a times they will mention this only. Whenever you see this in the question, you are sure about that they are talking about Turner syndrome. Anaphase is very important in this topic that you should remember. So please remember that if anaphase is affected, you get the Turner syndrome. Okay. Let's look at the another abnormality. The second abnormality is 47XXY. So 47, I hope you understood, that is 44 plus 1, 2 and 3, right? So the name of this abnormality is Klinefelter syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome. It occurs in males. And in the question they will give you a male with one Barr body is seen. You can see in that 47XXY, there is one Barr body present. See, on the second position there is an X present. So normally XY, this X and Y is the sex chromosome for the males, but there is an additional X present, right? This additional X is the Barr body. So male doesn't have Barr body normally. So if a male is having a Barr body, then we call it as Klinefelter syndrome. The symptom here you will see is gynecomastia. Males will exhibit the secondary sexual characteristics of the female. Okay, so mastia is mammary gland, or you can say breast. Okay, so they will have a well developed breast. Third syndrome that you should know is 47XYY. Now this 47XYY, its another name is super male or Jacob syndrome. The name of this syndrome is super male or Jacob syndrome. Here you can see XY is a normal sex chromosome for males, but there is an additional Y, and Y is for the males. Y is not present in females. So that's why super male or Jacob syndrome. In this case, what you will see, that male, the super male will have the aggressive nature, very, very aggressive nature. Okay. So this is the super male or Jacob syndrome that you should remember. In Klinefelter, there was one Barr body. But in super male, you can see there is no Barr body. Okay. So no Barr body will be found in that male, but there is an additional Y chromosome present. So he is suffering from a syndrome, and that is Jacob syndrome. Lastly, write down Cri-du-cat syndrome. This Cri-du-cat syndrome, here babies cry like a cat. So for babies crying like a cat, we gave it the name Cri-du-cat syndrome. Okay, cry like a cat. It occurs in metaphase. So if any problem in metaphase can lead to Cri-du-cat syndrome. So you should remember Turner syndrome, it was because of anaphase. Cri-du-cat, it is because of metaphase. It is very important. This point please remember. Now exactly what happens here is there is deletion of short P-arm of 5th chromosome. Now what does this mean? Let's understand. Suppose this is a chromosome. So every chromosome is having the centromere in the middle. you would have already studied in the previous video. I'm repeating it, that a centromere, it will divide the chromosome into arms. This is the short P arm and you will have a long Q arm. Okay, so in this Cri-du-cat syndrome during metaphase, there is deletion of the short P arm. So the short P arm will be deleted and there will be only long Q arm. So this leads to Cri-du-cat syndrome, in which the baby will cry like a cat. I hope this is clear. And this happens on 5th chromosome. That also you should remember. So write down, it happens at 5th chromosome. Very important. Okay. Now let's do some of the trisomy of the chromosome. Trisomy means normally we have a pair of chromosome, right? Pair of chromosome means normally we have 2 chromosomes together. Like this. Okay. But if there is one more chromosome coming, then we call it as trisomy of the chromosomes. Understood? So let's do the first trisomy of chromosome, that is trisomy of X chromosome, 47XXX. Okay, the name of it is trisomy of X chromosome, or triple X syndrome. I hope this is clear. Trisomy of X because 3 X are present. Triple X syndrome because triple X. Okay, in this case the female, XX is normal for female, right? So there's additional X, that is a syndrome in female, and this female will have an underdeveloped uterus. This female will have an underdeveloped uterus. Please remember this, and you can see there are 2 Barr bodies present in this case, right? 2nd position and 3rd position. The second trisomy is of trisomy of 21 or 21st. The next we will be learning is trisomy of 13th chromosome. The last we will be learning is trisomy of 18th chromosome. So first let's do the trisomy of 21st chromosome. The name of this is Down syndrome. Okay, in this Down syndrome what happens? Translocation of some part of 15, some part of 14 or 15, remember this word or, okay, some part of 14 or 15th chromosome adds to 21st chromosome. Now what does this mean? Write down. Suppose these are the chromosomes, they are in the pairs, okay, like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 15, and down also they are continuing, and in front of 15 or below 15, 21 is coming. So some part of this 15th chromosome, they will come and attach to 21st. Either 14, some part from either 14th chromosome or some part from the 15th chromosome will come and attach to 21st chromosome. And thus, normally 21st chromosome has a pair, that is 2 chromosomes. But because some part of 14 or some part of 15th chromosome is coming, it will have one more chromosome, that it will cause the trisomy of 21st chromosome. Okay, and this coming from 15 to 14th, this is called as translocation. Okay. So remember this. Now let's look at some of the symptoms of Down syndrome. That is Mongolian phase. The very important feature of Down syndrome is this Mongolian phase. Okay, in the question they will many a times give you this Mongolian phase. Second is Mongolian phase, or they might give you protruding phase. Then absence of palmar crease. Palmar crease are at your palms. If you see, you will have lines, various lines. These lines are absent in the people who have Down syndrome. Okay, and lastly mental retardation. Okay, remember this mental retardation as well. Lastly, trisomy of 13th is known as Patau syndrome. In this symptom you will see is polydactyly. Poly, write down, means many. Dactyly is fingers. So many fingers. The person will have more than 10 fingers. And they will have microcephaly. Micro means small. Cephal means head. So they will have a small head with many fingers. Okay. The trisomy of 18th syndrome, it is called as Edward syndrome. And it is Edward syndrome. What you will see here is that they will have a raucous bottom feet. This raucous bottom feet, you can also call it as plain foot. Okay. And lastly, they will have this cleft palate. Now what is cleft palate? You can write down non-union of palatine process. We'll look about this cleft palate through a picture. So look at this picture. First, let's look at this cleft palate. You can see the palatine process, it is not connected, and normally it is connected. Okay, so they give you a question that there's a baby who is drinking milk and the milk got into the nasal cavity. So the reason for it is cleft palate. You should remember this. Okay, so this was the picture of cleft palate, and this is the picture of cleft lip and cleft palate. Cleft lip is where upper lip is also not closed. Okay, you can see the upper lip is not closed as well as the palate is not closed. So this is a difference, that cleft lip is that upper lip is not closed. Cleft palate is related to non-closure of the palatine process. It is not necessary that the baby will suffer from cleft palate and cleft lip together. He or she can either have cleft lip or will have cleft palate, or can have both at the same time as well. Okay, so that was all about the chromosomal abnormality. Now you have to write one important point regarding this chromosomal abnormalities. So write down all of these chromosomal abnormalities that we have studied till now. These all occurs because of mosaicism. Now mosaicism means they all occur because of non-disjunction of chromosome. Okay, so if chromosome is not separated, then you may get these chromosomal abnormalities, and this feature, it is called as mosaicism. If you have to check this chromosomal abnormality in the person, we carry out a method called as cytogenetic method. So write down, cytogenetic method is used to study or diagnose chromosomal abnormalities. So remember this, guys, it is very important. Okay, so that's all for chromosomal abnormalities. I hope now it is clear to you what is Barr body, the different chromosomal abnormalities, the trisomy of the chromosomes, the difference between the cleft lip and the cleft palate. So that's it for this video. Thank you.